Hello YouTube, Nathan Dewey here, doing a demo of a side project I just finished up. Back in December of 2010, I did a sprint run of a California legal Balisong that I called the Gremlin. They were of decent quality. They definitely could have been better. I sold 2 of them, plus the prototype. I gave 2 away, and this one I kept. And since recently I had some spare material to work with, I decided, why not bring back the Gremlin? So this is the second run of the Gremlin California Legal Balisong pocket knife. This is number 2 of 3, and here is number 3 of 3. Only 3 of these were made. The first one is already gone. I gave it away as a prize to Jersey Devil. Here's number 1 of 5 of the original. This is in the green canvas material. More on that later. The specs on these, both of these are 2 ounces in weight. Open position is, I would say, 4.5 open and a 1 3/4 blade approximately. This is the Ghost Jade material. You'll notice compared to the original Gremlin, it is a lot shorter and a lot thinner than the Gremlin. This was pretty thick for a pocket knife. I realized I could have thinned it out. I tried carrying this a couple times, and it just wasn't comfortable enough for me to justify carrying it around. Oh, this is 2.2 ounces for those who are wondering. The blades, to keep with the tradition of the Gremlin, I went with the high carbon steel blade. This is a file steel. You'll notice that I did not do jimping on the back of the spine like I did on this one. It wasn't a desired enough feature, so I decided it wasn't worth the effort to transfer this kind of jimping into the second run. There's the thicknesses. This is actually a lot thicker stock. This is like a 1/8, this is 3/16. The original Gremlin had a convex grind which cut okay. This is pretty sharp, but it's not the best for slicing. I tried cutting an apple with it once, and it literally wedged the apple apart. It didn't slice, it wedged the thing apart, so not the most ideal for EDC. With the second run, I did a very deep, high hollow grind. This slices. Thick stock, very deep grind, makes for a very sharp edge. Whoop. Come on. Come on. Flimsy paper. Get another piece. So both of these are sharp. You'll notice that the spacers are also G10. It makes for a much cleaner look. The original Gremlin had this steel spacer which wasn't flush with the handles. It was just a block of file steel that I cut down and made it as a functional spacer, which did the job. G10 spacer reduces the weight. This has a nice file steel latch to complement the blade. Lockup is nice and solid. Open and close. Lockup is okay on this one. It's kind of loose. I've been using it or flipping it quite a bit, so it's not as tight as it used to be. Tank pins. I went with a very thick tank pin. Apparently with a small Balisong, you don't want super thick tank pins because what happens is you have to make really big tank cups so that the handles can be close together. So I went with a 1/8. There's less material you have to remove for the tank cups. Less material, stronger pivot area, makes it for a much cleaner look. I went with T8 Torx screws that are screwed into the G10 and then flush on the other side. This one I used the Allen's head screws, very big body screws on this one, and the 3/16 pivots that are also adjustable. Another reason why I don't use the canvas material anymore is because it has a very coarse structure to it, and what I mean by that, it doesn't take much for it to break apart. The fiberglass is very fine. You can work with it better. It has more integrity to it. But when I was making these, if I ground too much away from the pivot area and I tried to put it together, the handle would just break off. So I had to be very careful to remove just enough to clear the tank pins, but enough that it would keep the integrity of the pivots. Date on this is 12/1/2010. This one is 10/4/11 USA. Started doing that back in recently. 3 of 3 NTD. Get a look at the other blade. Okay, that's my demo of the second generation Gremlin Balisong. Thanks for looking. Take care.